Hello, my friends. Jacob is here once again. Happy Tuesday to you. And you, and you, and you, and you. And every single one of you that press play, that spends a little time with me on these wacky days of the close of 2018. Okay, so this morning, before filming this show, I had like everything that you could think of go wrong. Everything that was kind of getting me not to do this program because it's kind of an in-depth show and I don't really have a lot of time to come on here and tell you all about it. And you know me, I like to ramble, so I gotta try to get to the point today. I was about to do a different show completely, kind of my back pocket show. But then I realized, what if everything is kind of working together to get me not to talk about this? Well, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna try to barrel through this program today because I like weird, kooky conspiracies. I like things that are a little freaky and a little spooky because I know that my faith is in greater things. Things that are established in peace and joy and love. So I don't get too freaked out when you talk about all sorts of demons and devils and spooky interdimensional beings or aliens or whatever else you want to call them. Do you remember a while ago, Geordie Rose, the head guy from D-Wave and Kindred, he said that there's going to be like a tsunami of demons? That it has to do with AI, right? And then Elon Musk said that we are unleashing the demon, right? Big news about that in the conspiracy world. And the annals of YouTube conspiracy, lots of people touched on that. A lot of people talking about how artificial intelligence is going to be that beast that is in charge, that basically we gave life to it. So I'm saying all of this to introduce you to a really spooky, wacky, weird conspiracy. Okay, emojis, right? You know, the smiley face and the frustrated face and the angry face and the crazy face and the farting face and the poop and all those emojis, right, that we use all the time. Right now, the kids, it's the crazy thing. I gotta ask my children sometimes what they mean. Sentences, entire sentences are now reduced to little things, like laugh my butt off became LMBO. It became LMBO, all right? Okay, yeah, right? And now it just became the super smiley, kooky emoji, right? The crying, hysterical emoji. Because the AI that are in our phones, on the internet, what they're doing is they are replacing words with emojis. Why is this important? Why does this matter at all? Well, I'll tell you, you can thank Jay Christopher. You could thank Jay Chris for doing this, his YouTube channel. He uploads a video, he sends me a text and he says, I got something that's gonna blow your mind, man. And I watched his video and I couldn't get away from it. I've been for the last, I don't know, like 24 to 36 hours, I've been like knee deep in this stuff, studying this stuff. Okay, so it goes like this. Emojis, okay? These 72 emojis that were released, these main 72 emojis, perhaps they are demon sigils. You don't know what a sigil is? You don't know what a seal is? That's okay, we're gonna get into it in today's show. So, are emojis demons? I don't know, man, but this is gonna be a crazy one. Okay, so the story goes like this. So Jason uploads his video, I watch his video. He did this video based on another video that he saw from Professor Smythe something. It's like a puppet, a little kooky little Illuminati looking puppet. And the puppet goes into this history of emojis and this book called The Lesser Key of Solomon. The Demons of Goetia. Okay, and you see that they have these weird little seals. That's what's called a sigil. What is a sigil? You ever see Dr. Strange? You know, when he does those things and all those things come around in his hands? These things. That's a sigil, okay? It's like a spell. It's a spell. And you may not think that you're involved in casting spells, but every time you write something down, you're spelling it out. Okay, that's the reason why we call it spelling, because we're casting spells. It's a form of word magic. And you know that the powers that be, they're all about symbols. I did a little research on what a sigil is. Now, I'm not into this stuff. I don't practice this stuff. I think this stuff is a bunch of hocus pocus nonsense, okay? I'm not concerned about it at all. But see, here's the thing, is that there are people that put their faith in this, that believe this stuff, right? So as opposed to believing something can be done, they believe that they have to cast this spell, do this thing, send some energy into this sigil so that it will perform what you want it to perform in the world. So a sigil is an inscribed or painted symbol considered to have magic power. There's a way to do this, all right? If you write out your intention, say, I want to make a video, okay? You write that down on a piece of paper, then you cross off all the vowels, then you get rid of all the double letters, then you take whatever's remaining and you put it together in a cool little design, and then you would seal it in a circle. Okay, so that's a seal. That is an intended seal. And then after that, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like empower it with some kind of energy. And then you go away from it, and then you come back and then you destroy it, or you leave it and it goes out into the world. Which is, I mean, it's a lot of work, considering with faith all things are possible. All you have to do is really have faith. And, you know, if you're doing the right thing in the world, you're gonna be rewarded for it. You do the wrong thing, you're gonna get bad things for it. So here's where it gets weird. So I watched Jason's video, then I go to this guy, where's his name? Professor Bulwer Smythe, okay? Now this channel boasts 2 videos, has 2 videos. It has one about the Emoji Movie being totally evil, and the other one about how emojis are actually devils or demons. Now that sounds really kind of silly until you start watching it, and then it starts to get you to question, oh my goodness, am I sending out demon sigils every time that at the end of a sentence I'm putting a little smiley face? Am I actually not sending a smiley face, but am I sending Agares, who teaches all languages and tongues presently, has the power to destroy dignities and spiritual and temporal and cause earthquakes? That's weird if I'm doing that. Because you see, every one of these emojis, right? Every one of these emojis, they are connected to not just words, but they're connected to a feeling and an emotion. And that's what gives sigils power, is the energy, the emotional or the sexual or the spiritual energy that you put on this thing. And you got people everywhere now, if this is true, if these are the 72 demons that are supposedly, as the story goes, that the 72 demons that Solomon had the wisdom to control. And they were trapped in this big bronze jar, and he could, call upon them to do whatever he wanted. And as Professor Smythe points out, it's possible that he had given this information to the Queen of Sheba, and that years later, an explorer dug him up and perhaps...
So a little bit of history. King Solomon was known to have the greatest wisdom, and he had the greatest wealth. Queen of Sheba came to visit him, and she was so impressed with his wisdom that in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 10, she offers him all sorts of riches just to get her desire from him, which he gives in turn. So Professor Smythe's video goes on, saying that just as we didn't know what Solomon gave the Queen of Sheba, we don't know what Phillips, the archaeologist that discovered the stores, gave to the Sultan of Oman, who, of course, we do know, rewarded him handsomely. The seemingly insignificant, goofy video asked the question, what did this archaeologist give to the Sultan of Oman? Especially since they became such good friends because of what he found. Could it be a set of 72 sigils of 72 demons from this book?
Perhaps that power was given to the Sultanate of Oman. Now, why would that make any sense, right? Why would that make any sense at all? Okay, well, for one thing, do you know that in Saudi Arabia, they had a ban of cinema? No movies, couldn't watch movies for 35 years. But you know what the first movie they play is? the Emoji Movie, right? Like, it was like the worst movie ever. That's what, in the video, it talks about this, where it's like the worst movie ever, had like an 8 on Rotten Tomatoes, but that's the movie. That's the movie that they play in Saudi Arabia just like a year or so ago. He deduces from this that this Emoji Movie was really kind of a ritualistic, symbolic unsealing of all of these 72 demons, because at the end, you know, all the emojis can become whatever emoji they want to be, and it's like chaos and mass hysteria. Weird. Okay, weird. Well, you know what's weirder is when you look at these seals, and some of them do kind of line up with the emoji, like this. And like this. Now, who's in charge of the emojis? There's a body known as Unicode, okay? They're kind of in charge of the emojis, right? Okay, now here's the weird thing, is that Unicode, if you go to their website, which Professor Smythe, the puppet, does in his video, you can see who the voting members are, the highest tier voting members. And some of them make sense, you know, Google, Facebook, IBM, stuff like that, Netflix, right? But then you got the Ministry of Religious Affairs of Oman. What's that? What is that doing there? Then you factor into the equation that in this Emoji Movie, right, which Professor Smythe says is some kind of, you know, demonic unfolding for us all, that all of our children are watching and not even realizing it, right? That in the special credits, there's a special thanks to this linguist who deals with AI, who also dabbles in the occult. Tyler, check him out. And you gotta love what he says. He says, I'm teaching a deep neural network about sigils and what could possibly go wrong, right? You're teaching this artificial intelligence how to summon demons. Okay. Could it be that perhaps all of this is, you know, somehow, you know, people are saying that AI is going to usher in these extra-dimensional or other-dimensional beings called demons. These are the negative voices that are in our head whispering to us all the time that we can resist because we have the power to resist them. But if they don't have a host to possess, like us, what if they just have AI? What if this opens the door for them to possess robots? And next thing you know, you got 72 demon robots running around ruling the world. I don't believe this. I want to be very clear. I mean, it's possible. I'm sure anything's possible. I'm not concerned about it. I just think it's weird because I know that there are a lot of kooky people that put their faith in nonsense like this. Now, I went through this book. See, I gotta tell you, there's something about this book. It really was, it's disturbing to me. It was disturbing to me. Like, I didn't even want to read it because I was like, I don't want to read it. I don't want to summon no spooky demons. I want to, you know, like I didn't want to get into it too much, but it's all over the place, right? We got Sabrina on Netflix. Remember Charmed? This has been going on for a long time. I know darn well from watching those events, those Marina Abramovich events. You know, I mean, you know that there's a lot of dark stuff going on in Hollywood. A lot of dark, spooky stuff that's going on in Hollywood. So the puppet in this video, I get a kick out of the fact that it's a puppet. But I also get a kick out of the fact that there's only 2 videos and it was put up like a couple of months ago. And I think that that's suspect. I gotta tell you, I think it's suspect because there's a lot of like hidden Easter eggs in this YouTube channel alone, because you know me, I like to dig. I watched this video and I was like, there's no way this was just some, you know, fly-by-night channel that just came, because it was produced well, it was scripted well, it was well thought out, it had great graphics, it told a story, it kept me entertained, and it was just a silly puppet. So I decided that I was going to look for some clues in the actual video. Now, one of the things that Professor Smythe said was that he is a professor at Miskatonic University. Take a look. Miskatonic University is a fictional university. I did a little research, just takes a little digging, a little search. It's in H.P. Lovecraft's books. Yeah, that's the university that all the heroes go to learn how to fight the demons. So you got Professor Smythe, who teaches at Miskatonic University, telling us all that perhaps the emojis we use are actually, 72 of them are actually the demons of Goetia from the book The Lesser Key of Solomon. These seals that we are energizing on a regular basis. Not just me and you, but like everybody is using them, and they don't know why they're using them, right? Soon, they say that emojis are going to become like a one world language where we don't need to, it's an international language. In other words, I don't need to tell somebody in Chinese that this is really funny, I'm laughing out loud. All I have to do is send them that emoji. They get it. Right? So that's the direction. I know that a lot of people have probably talked about how emojis are going to be the next hieroglyphs. Well, there's something to that. Hieroglyphs, Egypt, all of that dark stuff, right? Well, guess what they were teaching all the emojis in that class? Hieroglyphs. Interesting, don't you think? Okay, so like in the 16th, 17th century, there were a lot of books like The Lesser Key of Solomon, like magic books, okay? So The Lesser Key of Solomon, also known as Clavicula Salamus Regis, is anonymous with a spell book or demonology. This is stuff that's practiced. Yeah, weird. People do this stuff. They write little things and they circle them and they burn them and they do all this stuff. They cast spells, right? And they think their faith that it's gonna call some demon to put it to action, and sometimes it does. But perhaps, maybe our faith is a little bit stronger than any of that nonsense, demonic stuff. I don't even like talking about this. I don't even like talking about it. I feel like I gotta take a shower. I gotta take a shower because I gotta get ready for work. So what's Unicode doing? What's the Sultanate of Oman doing there, right? Why Saudi Arabia? Why is their first movie like the worst movie ever made on emojis? Why is that? What is going on? Give a special thanks to some guy who's teaching a deep neural net spooky spells. What's going on? We just do whatever we want. We're just blind. And how many people are 100% locked into that phone? They can't tear themselves away from that phone because it's like there's a spell. We've been spellbound, right? Who's to say that these emojis aren't also some kind of demonic sigil? And that there's some kind of a plan, as Geordie Rose says and Elon Musk says, to release this tsunami of demons through artificial intelligence, through the internet of all things, to control us all. Because whoever has control of these demons controls everything. That's what they say. So why not put it right there and do your little magic so that you can corner the market on the iPhone, or you can corner the market on the next new app, right? That's why Twitter is probably based on some kind of a demon seal, which is what Professor Smythe says as well. It's a weird channel. It's a weird channel. It was a very cool and interesting channel. I'm going to link it below. I'm also going to link Jay Chris's video below because, definitely, will you all subscribe to him already? Because he's a cool dude, man. He's got a cool channel. He's got a good heart. I've gotten to know him. And he's got to get the 10 grand. Like, he's not even there yet. So subscribe to him. It would be a help to him. Miskatonic University. I think that we're going to hear more from Professor Smythe, and I do find it interesting that this has captivated me for like the last couple of hours. So, are the emojis demon seals? I don't know. I will say this though, that after researching this, I haven't used any emojis. Anyways, I love each and every one of you. I hope you had the best day ever. Please do subscribe, share it around, check the bell. Don't let this stuff get you freaked out. It could be a little freaky. I wasn't even going to talk about it. I almost wasn't because I didn't have the time. I guess I do have the time. I still got 12 minutes to get to work. I still got to get changed and everything else. Because this doesn't pay the bills. It'd be nice if it does. And by the way, thank you to all my patrons. Thank you very much for all your support. It is for the small few that do, you mean the world to me. And I love each and every one of you. Please do have the best day ever, and I'll see you in a couple of days. All right? Bye-bye.